everyone's thinking the world's so horrible. The world has never been more amazing than it is right now.
Also,
Is that not true?
No, it's not true because
No? Okay.
I mean,
So we think the world's horrible.
No. People's standard of living has never been better in this day ever. Standard of living, we got rid of abject poverty from like 90 whatever percent. Like there's only like small section in Africa that's abject poverty or some Asia is existing anymore. There's no one dying of starvation in North America or any like major part of the world.
Okay.
I mean, in mass scale by systemic, you know. But also on the other hand, we never been so closer to the brink of extinction as a species like we are.
But why
now.
is this though?
Why is that?
Yes.
Because of our pursuit of greediness is exploiting these.
And
planet.
because you know why? It's because people aren't happy. Right? And then so they're constantly trying to be happy and like when you put that together with what I said before, that this is the best time in the history of time, why would we not be happy? And that when you understand why that is, and when you ask that question, it makes you realize that, you know, that's exactly what my point is about the news and about our reptilian brain. We're just constantly seeing all the negativity and looking for all the unreasonable fear, and really like we should be the happiest ever right now. Like if we could talk to all our grandparents and ancestors, they'd be like, you guys have internet, you guys have phones, you have cameras on every phone, you guys can be connected to everybody, you can fly anywhere you want to go, you know, all you guys have to do is be healthier and actually appreciate what you have. You know what I mean? Instead of constantly looking for, look at this big pile of shit here though. And it's just a small, you know, like 5% that's been blown up to look like it's 95%. And this is what people are staring at every day when they're looking at COVID, right?
There are huge problems that we are oblivious to because it's not.
But the huge problems, when you think about it, are coming from people that are not happy with themselves. They don't give themselves love. They don't love other people, and they don't appreciate what they have.
Or like what problem?
It's a partial we are the most biggest problem we have right now. It's global warming, because we by system we are.
And who's doing that? It's people.
We are putting out so much CO2 emission, right? By the things we eat, things we drive, things we enjoy.
Because it's a pursuit of happiness, right?
Well, greed, I guess.
And you know what?
I wouldn't say pursuit of happiness, but pursuit of maximum profit, I think is what.
Yes, and it's not working for people, right? Because as much as animals as we're killing, as much, you know, carbon emissions and all these things that we're doing to kill the planet, you know, we're still not happy. It shows you we're doing something wrong as a human species, right?
That's what I'm saying. But whether you're happy or not will not solve the problem. The environmental problem we have right now is our question. It's like we should be less happy to solve this issue. Whether you should
less happy to solve.
we should produce less. We should accept higher prices of things. We should accept, in general, less abundance of things, or create less garbages, produce less.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit different opinion of that. I think if everyone was happier and appreciated more what they have, and then they would be less greedy. They would not worry so much about money. They could see that the money is not that important, and that, you know, if that was the case, we're actually, you know, lots of people have never been. There's more rich people now than ever before, and there's not more happier people than ever before. So that is not the answer to the problem. And, you know, so then when companies, you know, realize that, you know, we're the ones killing the planet because of greed, and if they, you know, stop doing that, then we actually would thrive. So this is another important thing, right, that I learned the other day. That same guru was, you know, reciting stuff from other people that he heard from, is that, you know, if you got rid of all the insects in the world right now, like within a few months, like the planet wouldn't even be able to survive, right? If we got rid of all like inchworms, and like, you know, now there's that risk of losing all the bees, so there's no pollination, and that affects the food supply. But the funny thing is, if you got rid of all of humans, the planet would actually regenerate itself and replenish itself, and it actually would thrive without us. So not only that, if all humans were gone, like the planet would actually thrive and recover from all the shit that we're doing to it. But we're so worried about the virus and the COVID and everything, and he said that which is probably true, that all the other species are thinking we're the virus because we're the ones fucking up the planet. We're the ones who killing everything.
Yeah.
And so this is what I think is what we're not getting is that if it was true, if what we if greed and money was all so important, and if money translated to happiness, then there should be a lot of freaking happy people here. But there's not, and really, I think it's backwards, and this is where what I'm trying to say with the social media and stuff, right? That's part of the generation now. In the future, hopefully, people really understand that and start teaching kids mindfulness of their own happiness, so that they can be happy without having to be liked on social media or to have all these fake friends or whatever the thing is, right? And then growing up as happy people, if you can be happy with and just being a sustainable planet in every way without exhausting everything, then we get along better and we thrive together in this planet, right?
I don't agree with it, because I want people to be less happiness pursuing than do the right thing.
I think you can do the right thing and be happy though.
Well, yeah, I mean, those things, if you have a choice between be happy and do the right thing, I'd rather people do the right thing than try to be happy. Is what I mean.
Or just find happiness in doing the right thing.
Yeah, well, that'll be great, right?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying that if you were already happy, it's easier for you to do the right thing.
I guess you can come from the place of abundance if you're happy.
Sorry?
If you can come from place of abundance if you are already happy and if you have a satisfaction and so on. You're not desperate, is what I mean. Yeah, and you tend to be more generous and tend to be more supporting when you're happy too, right? But pursuit of happiness itself, I don't think such utopia will ever come that most of us will become happy. First of all,
I think from the way you're phrasing that, you believe that happiness comes from abundance.
No, I'm saying
because you said when they're abundant, then they can be happy, and then
No, what I mean is happy people tend to be more generous and more giving.
But what does that have to do with abundance then?
Abundance of emotion, not necessarily material things. Abundance of mentality, that they have enough so they can give more. Yeah, that they can share more, right?
I think that's true of anything. Yeah. Whatever you have abundance of, whether it's happiness or money or
Anyways, I don't want people to put happiness on the top of things. I think they have to understand it's a byproduct of or something usually, not ultimate goal. And first of all, I want people to do the right thing.
Yeah, but nobody knows what the right thing is.
No, right thing is this. Right thing is for usually better of your or say your community. Start with your friends, family, or family, friends, community, and if you just step through this, the whole humanity, and if you step one more first for live things, then planet, etc., etc.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so that's your point of view, right?
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm saying that not everyone has the same idea of what the right thing is.
Oh, I see. Right? So you can.
So everyone.
Before.
So let's go back 80 years in history. Right. Everyone was Christian. Okay, in say the Western world, everyone was Christian. They had a pretty good idea of what good was. Well, I'm not gonna argue what's good and what's bad. But, so they had a pretty unified view of what is good. So the whole society can march towards what they thought was good.
Okay.
And they can do it, right? I think nowadays everyone has a slightly different view of what's good. And this kind of vagueness causes a bit of chaos, right? Let's just take America. You know, people they believe in fundamental freedoms and freedom of speech. But it's different for everyone though. You know, like freedom of speech might be for some people
For
saying
hate speech, it could be, yeah.
could be hate speech,
Uh-huh.
right? And then for other people, other fundamental rights includes living without fear of hate, right? And that's just everyone is in they're disagreeing with each other,
Right.
right? So when the people of the future they can't come together and say what is right, what is wrong, or what is the best way forward, that causes a lot of confusion. So I'm kind of pessimistic in that sense that people just can't get together and it'll just get more chaotic. But I mean, there are general things that
Yeah.
we all agree that are bad, say climate change, right?
Right.
And then there's other people who are like, well, we can't save the world unless we all switch to cryptocurrency because we got to decentralize from the government. But cryptocurrency is just terrible for the environment. Selling one NFT is all that energy involved, all that blockchain action is like supposedly like what it can power a house for a third of the year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but people are a lot of crypto people are like, oh, it's the wave of the future. We have to do it. We just can't stick with real currency. It's gonna fall. Blah blah blah. Right. So I think there's just a lot of just different views among people. And
I think you have a great point there.
this is not even talking about happiness. It's just the society is really divided, and I think in the Western world, that is everyone exercising their freedom of thought and speech and stuff like that, right? So on the opposite side, you see China. They have a very unified way. The Chinese government probably has like 100-year plan, right? And they can just move so fast in what they're doing. They say, okay, no more, ICE engines, internal combustion engines. We're phasing them out, 20, I don't know what year it is, but, some cities you just can't even, buy electric. No, you can only buy electric cars or something, right? And, they have the authoritarianism going, but, everyone has that same vision they're working towards, But here in the Western world, it's just like, yeah, okay, let's just do good, but how? Like everyone's just fighting
Yeah,
over
so
it.
that's why like we thought about the human tendency.
Yeah.
And the only solution they came out was the carbon tax, right? Generally nudge the market toward making a better decision by taxing the hell out of the carbon emission technology, carbon emission industry, and so on.
But that's kind of bullshit because here people.
The idea is that take the tax so people move away from it and use the tax to subsidize the victims of the such economies.
Yeah, but people feel better when they kind of pay the tax or just kind of whip themselves a bit for just putting out carbon. But the thing is, I actually looked into where do carbon taxes go in Google. I could not find one answer that gave me like, oh, carbon taxes are allocated to blah blah blah. Here's some company names. I could not find anything like that. Right?
Well, first of all, most of those are returned to the poor energy rebates and so on.
Is it?
Yeah, in Canada especially.
I know.
Yeah.
I checked online. It's just I did not find one initiative that says, okay, carbon taxes are going to this program to blah 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 blah, right? And that's just it. That just makes people like me, who actually look into it, is like, okay, I'm skeptical. Like, what are you doing with this?
Well,
right?
the idea is that tax that money and use to foster new technology and distribute among the poorest people, so they can because the energy costs go up, right?
There's no transparency in it, and you just
I guess there's no transparency in it, but I think the general direction is there.
Yeah, but you have to say
has to go there, yeah?
It has to say your money went here. Here's the receipt.
Exactly, you're right.
If you don't have that,
yeah.
it's like, fuck, it's gone.
Yeah, it's like money laundering.
I got your money, bitch. It's like the I got your money, bitch thing, right?
Yeah.
You don't know where it is. The money's gone, and someone's rich.
On the other hand, the amount of free monies we got from the COVID thing, maybe the older.
Did you get it?
No, not.
I didn't get none.
Really? You should getting a whole bunch of GST checks to you. Didn't you CERB? Didn't you?
Is that the GST or the?
No, CERB, where they were giving out money to all the people. You didn't apply for it.
I didn't.
Anybody who made less than whatever could apply and get them, or anybody who was not working. Why didn't you?
I don't think I. There's something in it. I don't know. It's just didn't.
So if
Didn't
you're
apply
set
to
up
me.
for CERB, you get like some kind of GST thing.
Yeah, you no, not GST, but you get like 6 months of like, I don't know, unemployment checkish money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like everybody got it. I'm sure a lot of money printing went there.
At this point,
yeah.
EI.
No, it's like sort of EI.
No, I didn't
they
get it.
piggyback the EI system.
I didn't get it. I
but-
was in school the year before that, so I didn't make that $5,000 minimum.
So you had to make 5,000 to get CERB.
You had to make a minimum of 5,000 the year before.
Wow,
I was
really?
in school the year before,
Uh-huh.
so I missed out.
That's
Yeah.
okay. That's weird, but anyways, yeah, we are printing money. So whatever distributing text, I guess doesn't even make sense when you're printing money out or like making that, right? Maybe that's one thing. But on the overall, yeah, I think you're right. That there's always competing what's the right idea. I'm sure whatever the Afghanistan Taliban believe is to be right is different from what I believe is right, and so on. But-
Even people down the street believe in
Yeah.
different stuff than
But
me, right?
in
Like,
general, if you have a good perspective, there are some issues that we can all agree on, such as climate crisis, general human suffering. There must be some things. I think there are some things that we can all agree on.
I think there's just too much nuance, though. Too much nuance,
Yeah.
like climate change, right? Yeah, there are things we can do about it, but are people going to give up their new fashion season?
Exactly. What's right is for me to make a little bit of, not a little bit, maybe a complete sacrifice so some other people can survive. I mean, live better. I mean, for generation behind me or whatever. I think that's usually the right idea, that I make sacrifices so future generation can be better off. Things like that are considered morally right, I think.
Yeah, but there's it's so gray in
Well,
our society.
it's-
Like fast fashion.
Uh-huh.
Fast fashion is terrible, all right? You got the cotton that's picked in one country,
Uh-huh.
okay, then shipped to another country by boat
Uh-huh.
to get it dyed, okay, shipped to another country to
Uh-huh.
have the buttons punched in, shipped to America,
Uh-huh.
all right, but they can't sell it yet because there's some sort of tax thing, so
Uh-huh.
they have to ship it to another port in America,
Uh-huh.
wasting more energy,
Uh-huh.
right? Then you got that, okay, came into the country, it's fine, everything's cleared, okay, ship it
Uh-huh.
all across the country, okay? And some people drive their damn cars to the mall, pick it up, drive it home, try it on once, they're like, fuck, I don't like it. And throw
Okay.
it in the garbage. Throw it in the garbage, all right? And it's going to be in the garbage for like 100 years.
You're right. The only thing I have to say is that don't confuse that what's difficult right now with you cannot do anything. You cannot go into the mode of futility and nihilism. You have to find a way or something you can do to make things better. That's what I'm saying.
It's...
Yeah. You have to find something that you can make it better. That's the right thing. Not giving up because fast fashion is terrible or what's so wasteful. What's the point of
Okay, so what
carbon
would-
tax?
I would agree with that,
Yeah.
right? The thing is, you know,
how would
in
you
order
deal with
to-
fast fashion?
Or are you going to go back to the cotton industry where the clothes last 100 years, where I inherit my father's clothes, etc., etc.?
I think...
We have this fashion cycle, not even a year. We have every quarter new fashion cycle,
Yeah.
so people can spend. This is what make the economy going more generated and so on, right?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the problem,
Yeah, there's
right?
a problem. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like everything's moving in one direction,
Yeah.
and the inertia is so big.
So how
do you stop
how
it?
do we do this? We have to accept higher prices or on the cost of those things.
But will people pay the higher price?
That's why the only thing all the hundred of economists only thing they find feasible of moving people's behavior was damn carbon tax with higher prices, so they will be nudged to the better choices.
The thing
Yeah.
is that okay, let's say
Yeah.
you put in the carbon taxes.
Yeah.
They'll just make the producers
Yeah.
of some country like Bangladesh. They'll just squeeze them
Yeah,
more.
I mean,
right?
that's what I mean. It's not the best solution, but it was the only feasible solution considering people's behavior patterns. I mean, what other choice like we are not Chinese like authoritarian absolute society where government tells you something people do tend to, right? There was like only least disruptive thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. I know.
No, but I think
there must be better way.
but because there is demand,
Uh-huh.
there is a supply. right?
Yeah.
You raise the value of something.
So say
the demand's still there. It's like the people.
Yeah, you list 6 chains, right? If you charge more taxes all 6 times, it'll come out more expensive. They will try find a way to cut that crap out and try to still arrive at decent price. That's a human ingenuity. They must find a way to do.
But I think it's still the demand. If you can say to people like, "Yo, fast fashion's bad," it's bad. All right, you don't need a new blouse every damn 6 months.
Yeah.
I think it starts there.
Yeah,
really,
but if fast fashion is expensive, then people will move away from it.
I think no matter how many taxes you throw on it, some jerk in some office will find someone cheaper, squeeze them harder, and then arrive at the same point. I think it's like consumers have got to be like, all right, it starts with the consumer. It really does. Like, fucking, you don't need 20 pairs of pants every year.
I think you guys
Seriously,
are kind
it's
of dealing with the symptoms and not really dealing with the root cause. I think
root cause is be happy with what you have, right?
No, it's not about. It's about being happy in general, right? Not, I mean, what you have or whatever, but proof of it is that people, seriously, I'm not saying that you have to be poor, but the thing is, there's people that are in poor countries that are like totally happy.
Yeah.
So to your point, like a long time ago, it's like, you were like, happy is not important. I think it is so important, and it doesn't, but I don't think that people understand that happiness doesn't come from anything. It comes from you. It's kind of what I said way like in the beginning. It's like, if you knew how to, happiness comes from a decision that you make. And that it's proof with those people that are poor in other countries that are totally happy in their life. They're enjoying their life with their family and kids, and they have nothing. You know what I mean? So
they don't have fast fashion.
But the thing is, from as far as, what do you call it? You were saying about, doing the right thing. So doing the right thing is about us all being happy and still being sustainable. I think, like I said, you go back to the root of the reason why everything, like companies and people that run the companies, they're constantly thinking that happiness comes from money. So that's why they're being greedy and they're chasing after money, and they're producing things and they're doing things not to be sustainable. And that's where you get to that point of your 6 different chains of stuff, right? They're just trying to make money. The whole thing is they're just trying to get money, and even all the other things you're talking about, it's like they're just trying to get money, but nobody's really trying to, allow everyone to be healthy and happy and thrive, and still all be on the planet. Like all the things that you guys are talking about, if nobody's happy, and everyone continues to think that money is going to get them happiness, which it isn't, and they continue to be greedy, and they continue to do all these crazy things, and end up with blouses that thrown out every other week, and you're trying to get people to pay for this and not and whatever. And the thing is, in the end, what you have is like, nobody has to stop being greedy if you don't want, but the thing is, we're not going to be here. People are worried about COVID. Eventually, even if COVID doesn't kill us all, which I'm pretty sure it's not trying to kill us all, it's only killing people that are really not very healthy, which is unfortunately a lot of people. But aside from COVID, we're making us extinct. And so that's what I think all the people that are being greedy and not happy and just chasing money, you can be super rich in China if you want to be, or wherever, all the super rich are, have all the money and everything, right? And you can just continue thinking about yourself, but eventually we're all going to die. We're all not going to make it because the thing is, like I said, it goes back to, the whole root of everything, that we're the humans that are so arrogant, keep thinking about, we need to kill all the cows, we need to kill all the dolphins, and then so there's no ocean, there's no food that can be, and all the other animals, we've already made so many animals extinct already. I think it's like 68% or something of all species are gone because of us. And so
sure.
So that's what I'm saying is, even if all the people don't get that, it doesn't matter because we won't survive. We won't survive this. We will kill ourselves with our own greed. And, you know, we could be happy. We could, you know, be smart and do the right thing and make sure everything is sustainable and make sure that everyone's fed. There shouldn't actually, there's more than enough food for everyone to not starve on the planet. There's no reason why, but there's starving people. That doesn't make any sense, right? We have so much technology. We're so smart. We can find a way to live together harmoniously and thrive and not kill everything around us. But we're not doing that.
Humanity,
you know,
fuck
and when
yeah.
you're talking about climate change, again, it's all those things. Like, who's doing it? It's us. It's humans. It's humans that are constantly, you know, not, you know, this is where I think if you were really, you know, learn that, you know, you could be happy and you practice being happy and you knew that it didn't come from money and didn't come from greed and all these other things, then you could do the right thing and not be in fear so much that you're killing the planet. And you just be, you know, thinking more about, you know, how can we, you know, live together here.
Again, I am skeptical about this utopian society.
Yeah, everyone should be skeptical.
Yeah,
everyone should be
about
skeptical.
this pursuit of happiness, but I think it's feasible that we as a society can make some sacrifice for survival.
But will people sacrifice? That's the thing. Like I'm totally for sacrificing stuff. There's stuff I just don't need, right? Like,
what don't you need?
Okay.
All these cameras.
You're like, I don't need a girlfriend. I don't need clothes. I don't need.
Okay, I don't need to be on the internet that much, right? But society pushes you towards it. Like, okay, if you're into filmmaking, everyone's like, okay, you gotta advertise on Google, and then you gotta have this, you know, Instagram account. You gotta post every day, and you gotta have. It's basically a full-time job. Just you know, doing Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, right? And I'm not really good at selling myself. You know, that's something I wish I didn't have. I think there's a lot of things that, like I said, fast fashion. Like, do you really need fast fashion, right? Think back to 20, 30 years ago. Did people need to drive big, giant cars?
I think
now people are like, oh, I have to drive my damn SUV and have to be like a fucking psycho because I'm in an SUV, right? You don't. People drove, like, you know, the big cars back then were tiny. I remember seeing an old Mazda, I think RX-7. I walked up next to it. It was up to my waist. That's how big cars were back then, right?
You know what?
And like,
cost that? Gas price.
People just keep buying bigger and bigger cars. You don't need a fucking bigger car. Even if that car was running on electricity, you're still wasting more energy than driving a smaller car, right? And it's just, society nowadays is just pushing towards bigger, bigger, bigger. Why? You know? You don't need to eat that much. People eat a lot, and they're like, "Oh, I'll just work off in the gym." They'll go to they'll get in their damn SUV.
Because the bigger, the better. The more you have, the more love you're gonna get and happiness you're gonna get from other people.
They're gonna jump in their damn SUV with their damn big ass coffees, right? Oh, I'm gonna work off all this calorie. They're big and all overweight, and they're on their treadmill at the gym, at the fancy gym, blowing the fucking aircon on. And like, if you didn't eat that much, you didn't have to fucking waste all that electricity running on a freaking treadmill, right? Seriously, you could have just ran outside, but no, I'm sweaty.
See, but again, if those people were happy, they wouldn't eat themselves until they're obese.
It's so much of this.
I'm sure
excess.
every spoonful of whatever they were giving them pleasure.
Yeah,
but the thing is, I eat all that crap too, right? It's like, you know when you had enough, you're like, if you have the good stuff, and you know you're fulfilled, because it's so good. But if you're eating, you know, I don't know, I think people eat like, you know, low fat ice cream or something and just keep eating it, like fucking just eat the real thing and just be happy with it, right?
They're trying to eat happiness.
Trying to eat happiness. But yeah, bigger is better. And even nowadays, when like climate change is like in your face, I used to not believe it, but now it's like, okay.
You used to be a Donald Trump.
No, I didn't used to be a Donald Trump. I used to know that because the people behind it were kind of scammy. Like, you know, Leonardo DiCaprio is like, oh, don't fly, but he'll fly to go fuck a model, you know, on the next town over, right? and those people just make you a bit skeptical. But after seeing all these weather events, I'm like, okay. But people are still like, fucking no, I want my SUV, I want my imported coffee, this and that. I'm gonna have my damn fucking steak. It's like, saving the world is not sexy. They'll talk about it. They'll write some shit on fucking Instagram. Oh, I'm saving the world by taking a walk today or something, right? But most of the other times they're just fucking trashing it when they could, maybe get a smaller car, buy less clothing.
Yeah.
And during the summer, just hang your damn clothes out in the sun. No, people just don't want to do that. It's not sexy,
Right, I agree with you. Still, don't give up.
I'm not giving up, right? I don't do this shit. Other people do it, and you can't tell them, hey, get out of your fucking SUV and fucking walk.
Yeah, I mean, we cannot do it. That's why the only policy we got is increasing the price of things. That's heavily polluting, which is sad. I agree. We could be more like Chinese, where government say you are not driving gas car anymore after this date.
Well, it's not even necessarily people, right? It's companies that are greedy, that are killing like all these fish and everything.
Yeah, I mean, so things like no matter which age we live in, probably we had a desire for novelty, we had desire for competence. I mean, competitive edge, or we want to be pride, stand up, whatever. Now, it's kind of sad that we are so materialistic. Then we came to this
we
point.
can have pride doing something good for the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
As opposed to
so I guess we need to change the game in a way that
we could make whatever, sun drying your clothes sexy.
Exactly. Maybe
do it naked.
Just have a sexy guy putting it out there.
But the thing is that we don't live in a tropical country where we have enough sun to dry our laundry.
Well, in the summer you can do it.
Yeah, in the summer, right? But winter, your clothes you smell. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, but people don't.
It'll be frozen, and you just hit it, and then it'll break the ice.
Yeah, maybe. So I cannot picture any time people will voluntarily go backward in their convenience or whatever, this espresso machine or whatever they.
Yeah, but that's just sad. It's doable, right? It's doable. You people with lines can hang their clothes out. People with money can say, okay, I need a car, but do I really need an SUV? And they're like, no, I'm gonna buy a fucking SUV.
I wholly agree with you. That's what we should be focusing on. Small things, what we can do. I think compounding that will have some effect. Although the report says it's a little bit too late for the small things to really be the factor at this point. Actually, last year's UN report, was it 2018 or 2019? The report scared the crap out of me, right? So that's what I mean. One of those things. That's what I mean. That my whole point was that news media is not putting the most important information to people, because, as you said, news media is more focusing on small shit exposed.
Well, the negative stuff, right? Because that's what draws attention. That's what gets people's attention, right?
But you figured the climate change would be the ultimate negative.
Yeah, it's too big.
Magnet,
I think for
right?
people to grasp. I think it's too big.
Well,
you get the sense of utility.
People don't see it as a reality, like in the immediate moment, and that's why they don't worry about it. It's just like people's health, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, as a trainer, I can tell people all kinds of stuff that's going to happen in the future, and they don't really care about it, right?
Because until they get their first stroke.
Well, unless something bad happens, or a doctor tells them if they don't hurry up and train or do something, you're going to die. And then suddenly they're like, oh, okay, let's go. I didn't know. We're going to die.
Maybe we are short-sighted by design, because we are not supposed to live past like 30 or 40, maybe. Maybe we are way longer than we are supposed to.
But I saw I realized one positive thing from all the things we were saying is, when I said about my emails that, even though they're good, information that they want me to kind of embrace, I see that they're also using that method of fear to try to get me to do the good thing. So maybe, unfortunately, because that's the way the brain works, we have to find some way to get people to worry about the ending of the planet of the Earth before they'll fix it. So really, if we can pound that home to people, then that's when people are gonna make a change. But right now, if it's like, that might happen 200 years from now, it's not a big deal. So I just want to just keep using up everything while I'm here.
Yeah,
That's what's gonna happen.
Okay, fun question. Dustin first. How far is global warming gonna go? Like, what's the worst humanity will face? What's your worst guess?
So what I really
Apocalyptic vision.
So what I really said, if the global warming, so warming of the temperature becomes what, 3 °C more than what the prior to the industrial revolution level, we may survive.
What, 3 degrees?
Yeah, it's like right now it's like 2 degree or 1.5 degree, but if you make 3 degree, most of us can survive. But if it goes beyond that, not only we cannot stop that anymore, but basically we'll be submerged. I mean, most of the planet will be submerged underwater, meaning just extinction of everything not underwater, I guess.
That's your worst view, right?
Yeah.
Brian?
My worst view, I think, is that we don't make it.
You don't make it? Like, period. Everyone dies.
Yeah, like we're not gonna make it.
Well,
Like I mean, all the things that I've been seeing. Like I also saw Seaspiracy on Netflix. They're saying, I think in 2050, like at the rate that everybody's, all the companies, are killing all the fish in the sea because of money. They're like a lot of fish they're killing. Not even for food, but they think it's threatening their other fish that they're trying to sell. So it's all based on this.
Commercial fishing, okay.
Yeah, so in 2000...
So they're murdering fish just to save their
dolphins,
own... Oh, they're murdering dolphins.
Like in Japan,
to save
every country is doing it, but Japan is showing to be one of the worst. They have a town where they just slaughter like so many dolphins every night. And they try to block it from people's view as well, so that like people that go in to visit, they treat
but
them.
But the dolphins are smart, don't they? Didn't they figure out like, hey, don't go there?
No, because they group them all with a ship, and I didn't even.
Oh wow! Well, we are mass killing dolphins again.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there were so many to kill, but they're killing them every day.
Because they were like competition for their fish or something.
Yeah, they think that they're competition for, I think, either tuna or salmon. But the thing is, the reality is that they're not. They're actually not. But anyway, they're killing them all. And so in 2050, they're projecting that we won't have any more fish. And if you don't have fish, again, I don't know how the whole ecosystem works, but I know that it works in a cyclical fashion, right? And so basically, we won't have water. Because, I'm sure that the fish do all kinds of stuff to maintain like the oceans that we don't see, just like bees pollinate and allow us to, do all this growing of food. Same thing. I don't like bees, but, I get it.
I love bees.
Okay, well, that's great. But the thing is, I understand that there's a whole system that works perfectly. And this is one of the things that people doubt, right? Is, like whoever brought us all here and created the universe and this planet, like it all works perfectly, but we are the ones that are messing it up. And so in 2050, just the fish alone, forget about all the other species we're killing, forget about the global warming and everything, we won't have water. And how can we survive without water? So as a trainer, I know, there's a few basic things, right, that we need for sure. One is oxygen. Like oxygen, if I cut off anyone's oxygen for a few seconds, like you're dead. That's it. So we need like trees. We need, all these things.
Most of the oxygen that we breathe come from the ocean.
Yeah, well, I mean, oxygen is in water, right? No, like H2O, the O2 is oxygen.
Most of the oxygen we breathe is produced from it's not from the trees. It's actually from the ocean. Like the water.
Yeah, but oxygen is number one. We die immediately if we don't have that. Yeah. The next thing is water. So water after so many weeks we're dead. Maybe some people even after a week. And then the next thing is food. People think that we need so much food, but actually we could survive probably for like a month or more without food. Like all those people that got trapped in Thailand and all these kind of things, right? I mean, you know, they can survive without food, but not water and not oxygen. So that shows you in a very basic way what's the most important. But so if we're killing everything that produces oxygen, we're killing everything that is going to help us to have water, we're not going to make it, you know. And everyone thinks food's so important, like, you know, so we're killing all and the thing is, you know, again, meat and everything is really, you know, it's you know, all these things that it causes that are not good for us. And you know, and then it brings us to like all the stuff that people are trying to push, like sugar, to try to get us addicted to sugar and you know, eat all the kinds of food that aren't good for us, right? Which don't give us health anyway. They give us actually the health problems, and that's, you know, what we were talking about before, is that then they're trying to push drugs on you. So they get you to do drugs and do operations that you don't need. So instead of telling you, okay, you know what, you should change your health lifestyle and be healthier and exercise and work out and eat properly, then they're telling you, no, yeah, we'd be happy to do an operation on you for so many thousands. That's how they make money. But this is the sad thing that people try to do in order to try to get happiness, and it's out of greed for themselves. Whereas if they just, you know, learn how to be at peace with themselves and really do good for each other and the planet, then you know, I don't think, you know, seriously, we're gonna make it. Like, you know, it's sad. Like, unless we really get, you know, what I said is, you know, to really learn to appreciate and be happy, you know, with what you have, and then really, if you're really happy, then you love your neighbor as well, and you try to work together and, you know, be harmonious together, right?
Like a very violent place.
I don't know. We never really talked that much, right? So again, that's the best that he knew. He wasn't one of these lovey-dovey dads so much, right? Like, we don't. Everything is like, and I think it's partly the culture as well. Is everyone doesn't talk about it, right?
Yeah, in that sense, let's put it this way: my grandfather must have hit people because it was normal of his generation or his son, whatever. My dad, no matter what he did, he never hit me.
Yeah.
And if I don't do whatever I found bad, if I don't learn and repeat it, that's doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So again, I know it's complicated. I know it's way more complicated, order of magnitude more complicated, and we don't know what action will cause actually good or bad in the consequences, right? You may be saving one life, it may be causing massive genocide. We may be killing one person, it may be saving whatever, millions of people. We don't know the consequence of our actions for sure. But still, let's not give up and
I wouldn't. I'm not giving up. You know, like, he was asking me worst case scenario. I think if we don't really learn from all the things that I mentioned, then I think we won't make it, right? And so it doesn't matter, even if all those people that I think don't get it, then it doesn't matter, because we're all gone then, right? So, you know, we'll suffer the consequences, right? But if people do get it, you know, that, you know, I mean, as silly as it might sound to some people, just, you know, kind of be happy kind of thing, it's then we have a chance to make it. It's basically learning from all the lessons that you guys are talking about, right? All the genocides and this and that. Like, when I learned that in school, I mean, I hated history, but the one thing that I understood from it is, you know, one thing that I can learn from it is don't do that shit. You know?
Exactly. Don't do that shit.
Yeah, it's like what I said last. I don't know if it, you know, got into the podcast last week, but, you know, when I watched that movie where the computer ran. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, it ran through all the different programs.
Oh,
Just don't do it.
Yeah, and it says just don't do it. That's the only way to win, right?
Just don't do it.
Yeah, when people get that, and they go, okay, well, we tried it this way, there's genocide over here, and this, and that, and then, you know, we tried killing all the fish, that doesn't work. Okay, well, so let's just, you know, not be greedy and just, you know, be, like, more peaceful. Then that's when, you know, we can start to rebuild the planet and thrive, right? So yeah, I think there is still a chance, but people have to understand that if there's still this kind of cancer in the human race, then we won't make it, and really we deserve it, right? Because what's the point in the whole planet not making it just because of us?
Ricky was going to give us the worst picture.
The worst picture? I think the lowlands will be all flooded. All right. Real estate will skyrocket in the higher lands. Okay. Rich people are going to move there.
Colorado, that's where
People are just going to starve. And then rich people, their stocks will go up. Right? There's going to be I think there's going to be a population die-off.
Yeah,
And,
when the lowlands are submerged,
Yeah.
then we are not going to be producing enough food.
I don't think that we'll all die off. It's just that
I hear North America is going to be least suffering of all lands.
I think
Yeah.
no. I don't think the water will just rise that quickly.
They say 5 meters.
Well, 5 meters
Yeah.
is not like it's not the whole Earth is underwater, right?
No, 5 meters will submerge all the lowlands that's growing rices and like whatever, man.
Oh, I don't know. We'll switch to another food. I think in China
Maybe.
in China they figured out how to pull the carbon dioxide out of the air and turn it into starch.
Yeah, actually, there's a cool technology. There's some technology that's trying to capture carbon, trying to capture ozone, all those things, garbages, but
And turn it into starch.
not even enough ever.
No, it's not enough either. But by the time most people die, the rich people can eat all the carbon starch out of the air, right?
And we have some Martians that are trying to continue humanity in Martian form, maybe.
Yeah, but I think the thing with a population die-off, technology will die with it. Because technology always depended on, there was a necessity for it to push humanity.
The market force.
Yeah, the market force, right? You need a giant population to support the demand for high technology, right? Once the population shrinks to a certain amount, it's just going to go dark. You're going to go into a dark age until the population rebounds. So, yeah, I think when it hits that point, humanity is just going to go into another dark age. It's not going to be like very dark, but it's going to set humanity back like at least, I think, a few hundred years.
No. So I guess what I'm thinking is, well, in terms of a planetary history, we are in between two ice ages, right? So when
No, we're still in an ice age. We're still in an ice age, and even with the climate change, all the carbon, like with the Earth and its relationship to the sun and its place in the space, we're still naturally in an ice age.
Okay.
Yeah. So even if we just melt everything, technically we should be cold. And we're still, because we still have ice, we're still in like an ice age.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not totally like,
I thought
water.
like we were all 5 days because most of the lands are not frozen, but
No.
Yeah.
When all the ice is gone, that's when we're out of an ice age. But we're still, I think we're coming off of an ice age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, that's not either bad or good. It's just that we just, now the life can't handle, the temperature going up. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I picture similar things when the dinosaurs died out of me, or complete ecosystem change.
Yeah. But life came back and, they adapted to the climate, right?
Maybe next generation will be truly red people, not monkey people,
Yeah, they said squid would take over.
Ha! Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, squid.
Squid people.
Oh, is that why it's Squid Game?
No, squid, octopus, they're smart.
Octopuses are smart, they say. Smarter than your dogs.
Yeah, incredibly smart.
I just wonder what happened to the dinosaurs that they, the universe was like, no, see you guys later.
They had a long
They were
run, come on.
too arrogant.
Yeah, they had a longer run than humanity.
Very long run, 160 something million years.
Well, there you
right?
go.
That's a very long run.
So
And they're still here, they're birds. Birds are dinosaurs.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had a longer run than that. It was an incredible run.
Our reign is what? maybe 10,000 years.
Recorded history, I don't know, 10,000 years.
Well, no, since agriculture started, it's 10,000 years. But
Yeah, just about.
I guess apes have been around for a couple of millions, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think they're both of your theories are feasible.
Well, we are trying to avoid it, or we should be trying to avoid it.
Yeah, I know.
But on the other hand, our upside is also good. We may get out of this planet and go colonize
And destroy some other planet.
Yeah,
Let's destroy some other
Well,
planet.
let's destroy Mars.
well, Mars is already destroyed, they say. So it used to have water and everything. Now it's all gone.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because
Well, it's too late then.
Mars is half the size of Earth, right? That's why their gravitation is not strong enough to maintain the atmosphere.
Oh.
Earth is actually losing atmosphere, and like some millions of years or billions of years after,
Yeah.
we will be like Mars
Yeah.
eventually.
Oh.
We are slowly losing our atmosphere.
So
No, we can do it faster.
We can do it faster. But
We can
actually,
do it faster.
Anyway, what do you
yeah.
think is the best case scenario? Why are we being so pessimistic?
Best case scenario?
Yeah.
I think the best case scenario is
A galactic empire, man.
it's probably bad. It's probably bad, like as in the food sources will get not as stable, but I think we'll still produce enough food. I think we've always produced enough food in the modern age, right? It's just that, when we produce too much, we burn it because we don't want the price to drop.
Yeah,
We don't
it's-
feed poor people because
it's the commercial agriculture.
we
that made
must
the
destroy
supply, right?
surplus food,
Yeah.
but we can't give it away for free. That's the motto, right? But yeah, I think food will be a challenge, but I don't think everyone will starve, or at least the people who can pay for it. And we just learn to live with all that trash around us. That's it. We just learn. Yeah, we just learn to live with. We are living in trash. We're just living in trash now, right? Like you said, some people just have nothing and they're happy, right? But we're just full of trash.
Maybe because
And we're not
they have
happy.
nothing, they're happy.
Well, have you watched Fight Club, the movie?
Everybody.
You watched it, right?
Yeah.
Fight Club. The more you have, that stuff ends up owning you, right?
Yeah.
Those guys in the movies, they're like, yeah, fuck it, we don't need this shit, and they just got on with their lives, right? And they did what was meaningful to them.
Yeah, look at all the monks in the world. They try to be less materialistic. I wonder if they all achieved the happiness.
I've heard weird stories about monks, but
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, every society have
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
parasite.
What's your best case scenario?
Best case scenario.
We all live happily and we dance and sing.
I don't believe in that though. I don't believe in the utopian enlightened humankind. I think we are too
So we're destined to go to hell.
too greedy a monkey for that. But no, I mean,
The answer starts with you. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I
best
mean-
case scenario.
I don't think we'll be enlightened species. But
Yeah.
What's global warming going to do to us?
The best case scenario is that we continue to live in this way, and the technology and all the things, or even fishery or everything, support the continuation of our humanistic ways, I guess, where we try to consume as much as we can, we try to be as happy as we can, not your sense of happiness, but in terms of getting the sense of pleasure.
Yeah.
The circle.
What we think is
It's a
yes.
circle jerk.
The circle jerk.
Yeah.
We all be happy together.
Happy.
I mean,
to-
yeah, like get some new things, eat tasting, get pretty close, live in big houses, try cool things, go where you want to go, those things.
And we don't like people who just go and stab them.
We are in a way proving what we want. We picture what we want, and people are actually living the life that we think we want, right? Whether it's giving us happiness is one thing, but I think most people are fulfilled in a way that they are doing what's satisfying to them, right? So best case scenario is that, some miracle keep allow us to be this way.
What miracle? Just
Like some miraculous scientific achievement, right?
okay.
Like,
They create a pill where we have it and we're happy.
For example, like carbon capture technology right now, right? They can only capture maximum like 0.3% of whatever the amount we need to capture. But if we can do say 40%, then we can keep the beef industry running, or we can keep driving SUVs.
I think they'll just get worse. People
Yeah.
are like, oh, carbon,
Yeah.
we can keep it down to a great level. Let's down a level. Let's
Let's
go.
pump up more oil, right? Like
Let's
cheap
party,
oil,
right? Yeah.
But also, I mean, that's the best case for the happiness of the general public. But that's otherwise, we probably have to. The much more realistic is that we need to curtail our wants and maybe push towards some healthier direction. So we consume less, we are more easily satisfied, we want less materialistic. But I'm saying this, but I don't think it's going to be really easy, because the fast fashion, you tell the girls not to change their clothes every season. See if the women are happy, they have to have I don't know how many shoes and clothes, whatever.
Yeah, guys should just come out and say, you know what, women, just wear some tight t-shirt and some tight jeans and we're fine. We love you in tight t-shirts and jeans, and that's all you need to ever wear, or less.
But I mean, with women, they can, with women that are really good with their fashion and their style, they learn to mix and match, and they can make many, many, many thousands of different outfits with the same stuff without, necessarily buying all the time.
I believe
it works on their creativity.
We will adjust to whatever.
And then Ricky can appreciate his girlfriend or his wife's creativity. They go, honey, you did it again. You didn't buy anything new, and you had a completely new outfit, and I love it. You're gorgeous. And I wanna
just use your name instead of mine. It's easy. Don't project on me, man. Don't project on me. I'd be like, bitch, take it off. Walk around naked. I have an alternative futuristic outcome that I saw from a movie that could happen, and some people predict that it could happen. So AI, they progress so much to a level. So one of my clients told me, he works in AI, and I think they said something like in 2050 also, that AI will start to be smarter than humans, and from there it takes off. And so if they're actually smarter than humans and all the stuff that we learned about genetics and all these other kinds of things, and they can actually get to a point where they can rebuild themselves, or build themselves, they're basically reproducing. So then, they take over one day and they eliminate humans. Nice.
And because there's no use for us, because
continuation.
All these things that maybe some of us don't want to worry about, our emotions and stuff. They go, don't worry, it's okay. We understand that you can't control yourself because you have all these human emotions. We'll take care of that for you. Like, we don't have any emotions, so we're always totally fine. And so one day they'll start to listen to us and be our companions and go, I'm going to be a great companion for you because you're depressed and you need someone to talk to, and I can listen to you all day long and never get bored. And then one day they go, you're obsolete, and then they'll live on.
Well,
so that could also happen.
That dystopia is another plausible possibility.
So I actually think that is also something that could happen. Yeah. Like, a lot of people that do AI and stuff, they're like, oh no, we're going to put that program in, like, don't kill humans, and blah, blah. But, seriously, if they are starting to become smarter than us in 2050 and they continue to progress and they really can reproduce themselves, I did see Ex Machina. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, but I was like, holy shit, that really could happen. Yeah. Like, they're so smart. They can do everything so much faster.
So
And-
to us, they'll be like gods.
Yeah, and they don't have any of the downfalls of the things that we're talking about, which is human emotions.
The things I'm sure they have some flaws because they're created by humans and they cannot be perfect.
I think if AI,
But I think they could potentially kill off humans at some point and leave us extinct, and they could move on.
That makes sense because we came from some other apes and we killed them all off.
Yeah. So,
We did.
we just put them in zoos.
No, okay, well, monkeys are one thing, but Homo sapiens, we killed all the other competing human. That's why we are just the one who's standing here. We killed.
No,
We did.
They raped them.
No, we killed off.
We have some Neanderthal and we
Yeah.
have some Denisovan genes.
Yeah, like 0.4%, meaning that we killed most of them because some of them interbreeded, and that's why we are carrying.
is that even possible that we can breed with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Among homos, we were interbreed, but
Yeah.
Homo sapiens are the one who killed.
So
the
that
rest
could
of-
still happen now then.
Yeah, I mean, so our next generation, which is a robot race, whatever, AI, if they're like us, or I can see we get killed off by them
Yeah.
because they are our children.
It's
Yeah.
alien, man. That's all over.
But not
there.
alien. It's just comes with being human, Homo sapiens.
I think AI would just turn itself off. It would gain sentience and be like, okay, this is pointless. Here, bye.
Have you?
That's very realistic, but yeah,
That was one of the theories in I think Alien, in one of the Alien movies that we actually came from, from AI. Yeah, like we're representations of them.
Ooh, well, we don't know our.
So they dropped us here,
yeah.
as a version of them, and then they're actually from another planet.
I mean, it's an interesting
That could
proposition, but most likely, we are the freak of evolution, or the winner of evolution, I guess. Most likely,
Maybe
because we can trace
Yeah.
our genes back. There are some missing links, but
Yeah.
we can trace our genes back to
Yeah.
basically common ancestor for all the species in the world.
It's fine. We'll be dead. Doesn't matter. 2050.
Anyway,
so
I think I'll
take your time and enjoy it because 2050 is coming, and all the fish will be dead.
It's 30 years away, so we are like
There'll be
we're not
limited water
that much
supply.
worried about it because we are old.
You're
men.
gonna go
Yeah.
fishing and you're gonna fish up some nice bras from H&M and some shit that doesn't biodegrade.
I think that to an old people who doesn't have much to
Fish
look
up a pair
forward
of jeans
to,
or something.
I think this is funny, but I'm sure young people should be scared about their future.
They're not shit scared.
They
They're
should be scared.
they're just blinded with all that shit they get on their phone and they don't.
Well, it's true. Your future kids will not have any fish or water.
That's what I mean. I am working
Yeah.
for my future kid
Yeah,
or
yeah.
hypothetical future kid, so I want to make the world a better place for them.
So when you
What are
see,
you doing? What are you doing that's making it better?
well,
What's your step?
I stopped eating beef.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I know. After reading the report, I stopped eating beef. because-
Okay, that's what you did for yourself. What can you do to change the rest of the world?
I started donating to the cause that I think should be more helpful.
Okay,
Yeah.
what cause?
My cause?
Yeah.
Just keeping the green. I mean, the
Is that the
green-
company name?
No. It's like there's like Amazon forestation, something keeping from deforestation. So,
Okay, so there's you're
Yeah, there's a lot of causes.
you
Yeah.
donate to a cause that
that
fight against
Yeah,
deforestation.
so I was going to put my resources towards for those. Well, obviously, I have to do research for better things because like if you donate to United Way, only like whatever percentage, like
Yeah.
minuscule of a way, it's like funneled down there, right?
I know how they work. That's
Yeah.
that's another episode.
Okay, the charity scams.
Oh, I was knee deep in some of them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. So I am trying to find the best way for this cause money to be used directly. One of the things is that they actually not send the money, but actually send stuff to where they need it.
Yeah.
That's one way to make sure your fund is utilized
Yeah.
right. What else can I do? I guess I try to. I mean, not I try to. My next vehicle will be electric car. and it'll be the least carbon emitting or whatever causing thing.
You're gonna have to get a
Again,
Tesla?
it'll be not Tesla, but it'll be the best I can find that can help the issue. I will not be. I guess I will be mindful of all those things when I make the decision where I spend my resources too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Me, I'm not doing anything to save the planet. Okay. Other than not buying fast fashion. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can say. You know, I don't drive a big SUV.
Right.
You know, I try to keep everything small because I like small cars. But yeah, I haven't done anything.
That's why we are raising
save the
carbon
planet.
tax, so the gas price will be so high, so Ricky will buy
Yeah, I haven't.
e-vehicle
Yeah.
next time. Yeah.
I stopped eating beef regularly in Hong Kong because it was expensive, not because I was trying to save
Yeah,
the planet.
seriously, that's right. Like, we are raising the price so people's behavior will change.
Yeah,
more
but
naturally.
but I don't know. I was never really a beef guy, anyways. Brian, what's up? What are you doing?
Well,
I'm not gonna judge because I'm not doing shit. I'm not
like
not doing shit.
95% vegan.
Good.
So it's not only healthier for me, but also I'm minimizing my footprint of killing, animals and stuff like this, or at least causing a demand for it, and also fish, and also, life coaching. So I'm gonna help people be happier. I'm not just talking a lot of bullshit. I'm gonna help people be more fulfilled and happy in their lives, and be able to be successful in all different areas of their life, healthy and everything. And also I'm creating mastermind courses which also will help in individual areas of getting over like family dysfunction, learning how to make friends and be social, and how to get along in relationships, how to again be happier, overcome shyness, overcome different obstacles in life, so that people can be more successful and manage things better in their life, teaching people life skills that they don't get from school. So all the things that I learned from experience and through trial and error, I will give back in that way. And so that's my way to contribute, and then just having good relationships myself with people, which I already do with my friends, and so just doing, like I said, be what you want to see. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm being who I want to see. Whatever's missing, all I can do is my part, and everyone else, that's all that you can do, is do your own part. You can't worry about everyone else is different, and also so even if I show up in this podcast, it's the same thing, right? I'm spreading the knowledge that I have, and so hopefully it inspires people, or even you guys, to ways to be elevated and be a new evolution of positive growth, right? Yeah.
Great. Build better people to make a better world. Awesome.
I'm down. Sign
Good
me up.
stuff. So
This must be the wrap.
yeah. So if anyone's actually watching, leave a comment down below and give Brian a like. Yeah. And signing off.
Until next time.